Yogo Show, man. Hello, how are you, man? It's your guy, Fresh Fire. Sunday morning, week 17 in the NFL, man, and we kicking it off. We got some things going on today, some big games. But I would sure love to talk about the game last night, man. Please, anybody out there that want to rap about the game last night, please check in with your boy Fresh Fire, man, because that's what I'm kicking off with, man. As we kick off week 17 around here in the Fire and Ice pregame football talk experience, I would love to go back and rewind to the game, the awesome NFC game that we had last night where we had Detroit traveling to Dallas and putting up a hell of a performance, but coming up just short to the Dallas Cowboys in a hell of a game, and some would say a very controversial game that came down to the very, very bitter, very, very close, very, very intense, stressful end, but came up for a loss for the Detroit Lions, man. I happened to see the game through, not see the game, but I seen that play and I seen that setup, but I just wanted to understand what are the dynamics and the logistics that go into a lineman checking in, making themselves eligible. I'm not sure. I don't know, man. That's a tough call to make because it was the procedures, man, but that was absolutely and positively the same argument that Patrick Mahomes was making a couple weeks ago when Kadarius Toney was lined up in the neutral zone, and they called that a neutral zone infraction and brought back that touchdown play for the Kansas City Chiefs. What I am saying is, if you didn't check in, you didn't check in. It's not like they can just tell you like, yo, you didn't check in. It's not like they're out there telling people, so to speak, you didn't follow procedure, because following procedure, I'm assuming is part of football. Oh man, that was a tough call to make against Detroit, but I absolutely understand if he didn't check in or whatever he had to do, making himself eligible as an ineligible tackle or whatever, man, I get it. But I do want to, what I'm saying? So I don't know how things go, man. I would like for people to chime in to know how things go, because this is what I was seeing. This is what I was showed. It was like the guy who was called for the infraction is right here going up to the referee, umpire, judge, or whatever, and telling them, yo, man, I'm checking in. Or maybe he isn't telling them I'm checking in. I don't know. I don't know how. I've never been on the field, down on in an NFL football game. I don't know how those procedures go. But he's walking right up to the referee. I'm assuming he's walking up to the referee and telling himself that he's declaring himself eligible as a receiver on this play. I don't know, but right there, this is what people have put out there. I'm like, wow, that's a tough pill to swallow if you're Detroit and you're saying the guy walked right over to the referee, and I guess in essence you're telling me that the referee just said, fuck you, lineman. I'm disregarding you coming to me and telling me you're an eligible receiver on this play. I mean, it's tough, man. That's a tough one to swallow, man, if you Detroit, man. But I totally get it. If you are someone who has been riding down the street where the speed limit is 25, but that there are never, ever, ever any cops there, and you always go 35, 40, 45 miles per hour, that's fine. And then even when some days when you're riding, around 35 and 40 and you happen to slow down, when you happen to see the cop over there, they don't pull you over, that's fine. But then this one time they say, you know what? We've got some some orders from over top of us that said, look, well, we got to go down here to this particular spot and call this particular play, or we have to fine everybody for driving fast today on this play. We ticketing everybody going fast today. This is what happens. You can't fault the referees and the umpires and all that kind of stuff, man. There are so many calls missed, so many calls made that aren't really calls. You can't really worry about that, man. Everybody gets the same fair shake. So with that being said, man, I think it's a tough pill to swallow for Detroit Lions right here, right now, trying to establish themselves and trying to arrive as a new team with a new culture, with a new perspective on football in Detroit. That's a tough one to swallow. But I understand if you didn't make yourself eligible. But what I am asking anybody out there who happens to know, please let me know what it takes for you to become eligible and to a referee. Because right here is the guy, I'm assuming, is walking over to the referee and saying, hey man, I am eligible for this football play. Man, but that's a tough one for Detroit, man. That is a tough one. Whew. Shout out to Grand G, man, in the building, man. Shout out to Dev J in the check-in, man. Shout out to my baby Rhino on the check-in, man. Let me know what y'all thought about that football play last night, man. That call, man. Let me know, man. That was a tough one for Detroit, but I understand, man. They called it that play, and that's the play they called it on. We got to move on. We got to move on from that. We had 2-3 other chances to get in. That's what it is. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. So with that being said, man, with our 1 o'clock slate of NFL starting with week 17 in the NFL, I start off with a game that has playoff implications, where you have the New England Patriots at 4-11, traveling to Orchard Park and Buffalo to play Buffalo at 9-6, who I think right now are actually in the playoffs, but I know that they will want to further and better their playoff chances. So they have been playing a little bit better than we've all been seeing in recent history, and a lot of people have been calling them dangerous as of late. Right now, man, I'm not liking what I'm seeing out of New England, but I really didn't like what I was seeing out of some teams that have played them recently. I think Buffalo is not going to be in that boat of teams that have showed up and played them poor. I think Buffalo right now is going to be on a high today. I know it's an interdivisional team, but I think this is a team that knows New England. Like, we know that you guys are not going to be able to put up a lot of points on us, so we can probably take a chance here and there. Yeah, you might stop us here and there, but it's just not very many ways you're going to be able to beat us on offense. So we're going to show up today and probably put down about 28 to 30 points on New England today. That's what I'm looking for Buffalo to put up today on New England. I don't know who they got. They can have McCorkle Jones. They can have Bailey Zappi. I'm not believing in any of that to the tune of a win or enough points that can beat Buffalo today. And like I said, Buffalo is playing for better playoff chances, maybe even a playoff home game. Well, no, I'm sorry, they won't win the division, but they're still in some things, if some things stack up and roll the right way. But today I'm liking Buffalo to the tune of 28, New England, 7. Today, I like Buffalo to pull that thing out in Orchard Park. In another of the 1 o'clock games, we have the Atlanta Falcons at 7-8. And very much in the thick of the things for the NFC South Divisional Championship, traveling to play the 6-9. Very, very up and down Going through the same thing again and again and again. Deja vu over and over. Chicago Bears. This game right here, I'm not sure who I want to pick. I'm not sure who I believe in or who I believe in less in this game. But with that being said, man, I'm looking towards Atlanta to maybe surprise me today in that effort they're going to put up. Every time I think they're going to zig, they zag. Every time I think they're going to be up, they're going to be down. My gut is telling me they're going to be down because they're going to be on the road in Chicago, and they're always playing against the offensively challenged Chicago Bears. But every time I go, my gut with the Falcons, I seem to throw up. So today, man, I'm going with the Chicago Bears. Even though my gut is telling me to go with the Falcons, nah, I'm going to go against my gut today with the Falcons. And I'm going to go with the Bears today, man. I think Justin Fields may not have exactly what he needs to be successful as a quarterback over and over and over, week after week. But I do feel that Justin Fields has more than enough talent to carry a team in a game or two. I think Justin Fields today will come out and really show people that he has the talent to really be able to contribute to a winning team. I think that he can show a baseline of if he can get better at some certain things, that he may be a quarterback that you may want to invest in the near future, because I don't see a future with him and with Chicago Bears going forward. I knew this was going to happen when they picked him. But today, I actually think, man, this is going to be one of those funky games, a 1 o'clock game. People are still just waking up. And I think the Bears might be down 14-0. But I actually think this is going to be one of those kooky games where the Bears just claw back, because I'm not all that sure about the Atlanta Falcons defense. I think they'll let you get back into any game that they can got up on you on. And with that being said, I think the Chicago Bears pull out a kooky, close game. Something weird's going to happen, one of those games, but I think they win this game something to the tune of 24-23 over the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta, you need this one, man, but I just don't believe y'all enough that y'all going to go into Chicago and be able to pull this one out. And moving on to other teams that I believed in and I no longer believe in anymore, we move on to the AFC South, where we go to the Tennessee Titans at 5-10. Going into the surprising but very even keel right now, 8-7, Houston Texans. Man, we got C.J. Stroud coming back off of concussion protocol today. I think that their team is young and they was budding. I think they was on a roll. I think they were riding a high behind D'Amico Ryans and the stellar quarterback player C.J. Stroud. And I actually think today they get back to that today. It's an interdivisional game, and as my brother coach always like to say, man, those interdivisional games can be problematic. Yes, I think Tennessee will come in and be problematic today. I think you've seen a down Will Levis in the last couple of weeks. I think this week you will see an up Will Levis. I think he will actually be able to come in and keep pace with some of the things going on in Houston right before C.J. Stroud catches his stride back with coming back off of concussion protocol and pulling out a victory late for the Houston Texans. I actually think that DeAndre Hopkins will show up and have a couple catches today. I'm like, they're not saying pull him off the scrap heap, but I actually think that they will be able to keep pace, but I do not think that they will be able to win going into Houston against the Texans and C.J. Stroud coming back off of concussion protocol. And I actually like the game to be kind of high scoring. I like the Texans 31. I like the Tennessee Titans 24. But before we go any further, you know around here, man, Fire and Ice Experience pregame football talk, we like to get all our fans out there and the people that's walking wild us, we like to get y'all rich. You know what I'm saying? We got people all the way out in Bucharest. They tuning in. They saying they getting paid. They making money. They making rubles. They making lira. They making things all across the borders. They getting money from my guys, the lots from the block. Let me introduce and give you my guy, Big and Bags.
Let me get some Dutchies.
What's good with you?
What's good? I'm back off
I can't.
IR. Bring it back.
I see you back off of IR, good brother, man. Thank you for you know what I'm saying, going through your rehab and making it back
I'm in time, back in
and
time for the playoff push. You feel me?
I heard that. I heard that.
I don't got no money, Willie.
So
Leave me alone.
so so good brother, man. We know you was in rehab, getting your hip, you know, getting your things back in shape so you can get back into the gridiron back in time for the playoff push. That's where we really need those picks to be tight, you know, and tough and getting our fans rich. So good brother, today, can you tell me what kind of picks that you have for our fans today out there in football land?
Well, first of all, I'm sure everybody's heard the rumors. They are true. We have online betting, so go to Bet Rivers, download it, get your Delaware, get your online betting on, you little one teamers, two team teasers, all that. So that's first and foremost. But since we back in the playoff bus, what we got? What you want?
Well, well, today I didn't get to it, but that was going to be my next game. I got to, man. It is, and it's a doozy, and it's in the 1 o'clock motherfucking window. You got the Miami Dolphins traveling up to Baltimore. Who you got, good brother?
The big boy. Oh, the big boy. You going right for the big boy. I'm gonna go with the Dolphins. I think the Ravens coming off that big emotional game with the Niners, they may fall back a little bit. Even though I think they still can lose the number one, I still think they got a firm grip if they win next week. So I'm gonna go with the Dolphins to cover the 4 on the road in cloudy B more. I think the Dolphins got a
Okay.
little bit to prove. Tell everybody we ain't no break what Broussard call them break dancers. He said when the fight break out, they like to pull out the cardboard box and do break dance instead of scrapping. So I think they're gonna I think they're gonna come out fighting today. Tyreek might get off on the D. I think it's gonna be a big one though. I'd like the Ravens to win 24-21. Dolphins cover the 4.
Okay. You know what, man? You know what, good brother, man? I was kind of feeling a lot of the way you was feeling, man. You got you got a matchup between what they would call a breakdancing team or a finesse team in the Miami Dolphins, or what you would call some bullies or punch you in the mouth
Be
team,
more.
the
Them boys
Baltimore
from Pincy
Ravens.
and Gold. Them
Now,
boys from Pincy and Gold.
right, you know, we stand over here like this. We just do the rock away a little bit. Ain't no breakdancing over here. But they just came off a game where they just came off playing a team that don't do a lot of breakdancing their damn selves, the 49ers. And they came out look pretty damn good. But I'm not sure, man, if they can replicate those same things week in and week out. When you play
Yeah, and
the
if you notice Baltimore's, and
San
if you
Francisco
notice,
40,
even though their record doesn't reflect it, they have those up and down weeks where they've been winning in every fourth quarter, but then they blow it in the fourth quarter. This might be one of those let down fourth quarter weeks.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying today, man. I'm going with my gut today, and I'm actually going with Miami today. I'm actually going with Miami today to go into Baltimore to win a close one. But to pull one out, because I actually think, man, there may be a physical toll that had to be taken, you know, on the Baltimore Ravens last week. When you fighting a bully, even though you might have won, you might have went out of there with a black eye and a chipped tooth. And you know what I'm saying? So you may not be, you know, the same next week. But I'm just going with my gut. You ain't got to argue me down. But that's why you get the people rich around here. And I'm just around here running my motherfucking mouth. So, good brother, can you tell me what else any other picks you got for the people today?
Well, personally, I need C.J. Beathard to come through. The Jaguars are out without Trevor Lawrence for the first time in his career. to secure this number one pick.
Ooh.
This damn Bryce Young looked good last week against the Packers. He threw for 300 yards. I think that was the first time this year. A couple touchdowns, no picks. They're on the road where they haven't won all season, which I don't like as well. So I'm riding with CJ Beathard just off of sheer. I need this damn number one pick. Other than that, I kind of like. Who do I like on here? I think I like the Colts. Also, I think the Raiders might be on a letdown after that big win against the Chiefs. Uh, Antonio Pierce doing a great job, but Vince Minshew, as we call him, he been holding it down. The Colts, I don't know. The coach is weird team. Must be Shane Steichen. I guess coach it really does matter. People don't think it does.
That ain't what it is.
So I'm gonna take the Colts at home over the Raiders. Raiders coming over that big win against the Chiefs. And the only other close one I like, because a lot of these I think is gonna be blowouts. Eagles gonna destroy the Cardinals. Niners gonna put hands on the Commodores. And who else was the big spread? Oh, the
Yeah. I think
Ravens,
that might be the
Bills.
slaughterhouse.
Bills. I don't know if this is Bill's last rodeo, but the Bills might distinguish, might end Bill. Yeah. Only other close one I like, it's a messy ticket. Probably the 4 o'clock window. I'd like the Seahawks really to destroy this Steelers. They said it ain't called Mason New Year. His name's Mason Rudolph. So he showed up on
Yeah.
Christmas. That's it.
Right.
I
You know
like
what I'm
them
saying?
going cross country. Seattle, a hard place to play. And the Steelers offense is a hard thing to look at. So that's the one game I do like late window Seahawks to cover that 4 easily. I see them winning by about 10 up there, 24-14-ish.
Yeah. Okay. Now, you gave us a lot of picks right there, good brother. Now I know there's this thing called a teaser and a super teaser, and you know what I'm saying, there'll be some way out there bets or some upset bets. Do you have one way out there bet or upset bet, or now that you've mentioned that Delaware has online sports betting, do you have a prop bet or an in-game bet for our lovely fans out there to get rich off of today?
If you want to prop bet, take somebody in the Niners game, score anytime touchdown. That's going to be a destruction. Of course, you could take Jalen Hurts every week for anytime touchdown. They get to the 5-yard line, they're going to push it in from there.
Mm-hmm.
I would take Josh Allen, maybe 2 touchdowns, or Stephon Diggs. He ain't did. I don't think he had a 100-yard game since his brother told him to get up out of there.
Right.
And
He got to be due.
on the online front, I would just play some teasers, 2 teamers with the big spreads. I would take the Bills, Eagles, or Niners, Eagles, or you could put all 3 of them on a 10-pointer. It's like a minus 130.
Okay. Yeah. Now see, and that's what I'm saying, man. When you hear it from me, you hear it from my heart. But when you hear it from the good brother Bags right there, it's from the block, and it's also from a mind that gets some motherfuckers some money in their goddamn pockets. I would like to say thank you to the good brother, my good brother Bags, man. Thank you for all your picks. Thank you for checking in with us. Thank you for getting on our fans. Rich, you got anything to say to the people before you leave?
Nah, man, just get this money for the new year. We got to go into 2024 with this bag. Keep it rolling.
I heard that, good brother. I heard that. Well, peace to you. And thank you for coming in with the blocks from the block, from the legendary Teffa Bennett, Jesse and James Barbershop. I'm trying to tell you, man, that man has been getting people rich so far. Oh my God, man, these days, man, we are now around to the final hour, the next to last, the penultimate week in the NFL. And like we had touched on earlier when the good brother had picked the slaughterhouse, when he picked the Colts to beat up on the Las Vegas Raiders, I feel the same damn way. I think they shot their load last week. I think they have had an emotional high last week. I don't think there's enough controversy in Las Vegas for them to succeed this week. I just think things are going to line up against them bad. Going into Indianapolis, you know I'm a Gardner Mustache Minshew fan. I like them to kind of roll it up on Las Vegas today to the tune of 31-14 today. I like the Colts, man, to really put the pressure on Jacksonville to win today. And like the good brother Bags also mentioned, there will be no Trevor Lawrence today. I repeat, there will be no Trevor Lawrence today as the Jacksonville 8-7 Jaguars play host to the lowly and woeful 2-13 Carolina Panthers. I'm thinking I'm going with the under today. I think that this will be a punt fest. I think it will be early. I think it will be atrocious. I think you will be able to run out to your Home Depot and get some things. If this is the only game you get to be able to watch before the 4 o'clock window opens up. I think this is not going to be a very good game. I don't know who wins this game, man, but like the good brother said, man, he's hoping CJ Beathard do some things. I think I'm going to go with Jacksonville just because they have better weapons around CJ Beathard than Bryce Young has around him. They're on the road. They are bad, but I don't really. My stomach starts to turn when I start to hear and when I start to think about how I have to believe in CJ Beathard. But give me the Jacksonville Jaguars to the tune of 13, Carolina Panthers 12. I think that's how the game's going to go, folks. Whew. Moving back to the NFC, man, we have the 5-10 New York Giants playing host to the surprising 8-7 on the fringes or probably in the playoffs by now, Los Angeles Rams. Man, they're coming across country, and this is a 1 o'clock football game, but lo and behold, I will not lay any of those things at the feet of Matthew Stafford, Pua Nakua, and Cooper Kupp. I actually think this is going to get ugly, folks. I actually think the Giants are not playing for too much. They got Tyrod Taylor playing today. He's a pretty good damn guy to be playing, but I don't think they got enough to do anything against the Rams today. After they just yeah. I think the Rams come across country and lay hands on the New York Giants. I think Tyrod Taylor probably should have been the starting quarterback from the beginning of the season. He was the best quarterback they had on their roster. But today, I think that the Rams are going to come cross country and really put a shame to the myth that those 1 o'clock games for the teams that come cross country, they hurt them. And I really think they put up a major beat down on the New York Giants today. I think the hammers are going to be out. And I think this game is going to get satellite link up because I actually think it's going to be about 38 points put up today to the Giants 10 points today. The Giants, man, they're not playing for nothing. You got Saquon Barkley out there, man. I'm pretty sure he's hobbled by now. I'm not sure who is at wide receiver, but they've had the same wide receivers for the last 3, 4, I don't know how many years. It doesn't matter who's throwing the ball to them. None of them are going to be able to catch the ball. The ball is going to be thrown into the dirt. It's going to be overthrown. Or with Tyrod Taylor, who can actually execute some plays, it's just not going to be very many plays he's going to be able to make because the offensive line fucking sucks. The defense, they're going to rush the passer a couple of times until they get their back broken on the back end of the defense. I think that both guys, Kupp and Nakua, go over 100 yards, and I think the running back gets at least about 80 yards and a couple touchdowns on the ground. And like I said, I think the domination get the slaughter out. Yeah, to the tune of 38-10, man. Rams. Staying in the division, you have the 11-4 NFC East division leading Philadelphia Eagles playing host to another team flying cross country in that 1 o'clock window. The 3-12 Arizona Cardinals. I actually think the Cardinals are going to put up a fight today. I think this is the type of team that puts up a really hard matchup for the Eagles. It's a team that is going to throw the ball a lot. They're going to be forced to throw the ball a lot. I'm not sure how much they're going to be able to run the ball, but that's not where their success lies in the Arizona Cardinals. Their success lies with Kyler Murray, throwing the ball around, improvising, using his feet, mind, and arm. Just like they say as, I guess, a lesser version of Jalen Hurts on the other side of the ball. I think he's going to be able to throw the ball around. I think some people are going to learn the names of some wide receivers that you did not know were in the league because Kyler Murray will probably hit them like, wow, I didn't know he was in the league. Who's that guy that just caught a touchdown for the Arizona Cardinals? And I think this game is going to be close. But I actually think that the Eagles are going to pull this thing out. I think the Eagles, coming off of last week's victory, getting things a little bit better, they're going to have to stay and find their best game. They still have the Dallas Cowboys right on their ass to win the division. They still have things to win at the first seed if the San Francisco 49ers falters. They still have the Detroit Lions on their ass if the Eagles falter this week and next week. So they have to win these games. They have to show up and play their best ball, even if they haven't been playing their best ball. I think they're going to have a couple more playmakers, make a couple more plays for the Eagles today, and I think they pull out a game that shouldn't be as close as it probably will be. But I think they win the game, something to the tune of 31. Arizona Cardinals, 28. And I think that will probably be a game of the day candidate for me, folks. I think this will be back and forth. I think it's going to be a little higher scoring. I think it's going to be a little bit closer than what people want to have it too. Now, moving to the NFC South, as we look directly at the top of their division, you have the surprising 8-7 Tampa Bay Buccaneers hosting the dreadful, well, not dreadful, but the 7-8 New Orleans Saints. I don't know what to make of the New Orleans Saints these days. They win games. Like I said, they're just like the Atlanta Falcons. They zig when I think they're going to zag. They're up when I think they're going to be down. But I did wake up with a gut feeling with these guys today, man. And usually my gut doesn't work with these guys either. My gut was that they were going to lose in Tampa Bay. They would put up a valiant effort, but they will lose in Tampa Bay because Baker Mayfield is playing a lot better than I thought he would be playing right now. Those wide receivers, Mike Evans is a Hall of Famer. All he does is catch 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. It doesn't matter who's the quarterback. That defense, we may have forgot just not that long ago, they were pretty darn good when everybody's healthy. And not a lot of the people are noticing, but the defense is pretty darn good because a lot of people are healthy. And my gut is telling me to go with Tampa Bay. But I'm not going with my gut when it goes with the Saints today. I'm not going with my gut. I'm not going with anything that I felt, anything positively or negatively about New Orleans today. I'm not going with any of that today. I'm throwing logic out the window today. And I just think Alvin Kamara is going to have a great game today. A good game. Not a great one, but a good game. But I think he carries the day today. It's not in my gut, But if I have to change it up with these guys, if I have to stir it up, this is the way I have to justify me picking the New Orleans Saints going into Tampa Bay and knocking off their division rival and evening up the division to the tune of 20. Tampa Bay 17. This is what I'm picking today, folks. I'm picking New Orleans to go into Tampa Bay and knock them off. As we stay in the NFC, we go up to Washington, where the woeful 4-11 Washington Commanders. Coach P, I know you somewhere waiting for this all to be over with as fast as you can make it. As they play host to the NFC's number one seed, 11-4 San Francisco 49ers. Oh, man. I think this is a bad matchup. I don't think this is good for Washington. Coach, if you listening, man, you might want to close your eyes and plug your ears because I actually think this is going to... I think we get the hammers out today. I think it's a domination. I think we're coming off the loss to the Baltimore Ravens at home with the bully being bullied. I think San Francisco 49ers are the type of team that don't take those type of things lightly. I think they are the type of team that's going to go into Washington mad. No, I think they're going to go into Washington piss the fuck off. I think they're going to go into Washington like, man, it's going to suck to be y'all today. I think they're going to go into Washington like my man on Harlem Nights. And when you're talking to the boxer, said, forgive me for this ass whooping. It's going to get bad, man. It's going to get fucking bad today. I really believe it's going to get bad today. I really think it's going to get bad today for the Washington Commanders. I think this is a get-right game for the San Francisco 49ers. I think they're just a team with just the players, with just the right attitude to go in there to really put the hurt on Washington, who is a team in turmoil and disarray at this point. Coach, your team, you know I be with them a little bit more than I should be. You know I like, some of the players on your team. But I think today, man, I think this is a team that has something to get right about. And the attitude and the players that they have on their team, I think that is just a team to go into Washington and really make things very clear that, we're going to be clearing house in a cool couple days and 1, 2, 3 Cancun. And I really think they put the hammer down on you guys today. Something to the tune of 37-9. The 49ers really put it down on the Washington Commanders today. And as always, around these parts, you have a Philadelphia Eagles fan. It's always Fook Dallas. Shout out to Mike. Fook Dallas. I'm pretty sure everybody around here can understand that. Either way, as we move into the 4:30 window, we travel out to Seattle. And the 12th man in the 8-7 Seattle Seahawks play host to a team flying out cross country. And also 8-7 and the surprising and the pesky and the problematic Pittsburgh Steelers. Whoo, like the good brother Bags alluded to earlier, man, you got Mason Rudolph out there today. I'm not sure what anybody's expecting from Mason Rudolph, but Mason Rudolph will not go out there and blow your doors off. Mason Rudolph will make sure that the balls will be thrown in the dirt that need to be thrown into dirt. Mason Rudolph will not go out there and be as putrid as I've seen Mitchell Trubisky be. or Kenny Pickett at this point in his recovery. So I'm kind of liking Pittsburgh. I know it's a not just a 3-yard, but a 2-yard in the cloud of dust offense. I do not and will not expect an offensive explosion like they've had 2 weeks ago with George Pickens. I do not expect that again for another 3 years if they continue with these quarterbacks. With that being said, I do not like them to go into Seattle and beat Seattle at all. Geno Smith will definitely give you, he's not playing today. Oh, no, matter of fact, he is back playing today. Geno Smith will give you a requisite quarterback effort from the pocket. I like him to go out and not turn the ball over. I like him to go out and move his team up and down the field sufficiently and efficiently enough to beat the pesky and problematic fighting Mike Tomlin Steelers. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be close, but it will be a victory. So the Seattle Seahawks to the tune of 24, Pittsburgh 17. Yeah. Man, now this game I'm not going to spend too much time on at all. You have the Los Angeles Chargers traveling to Denver. I will spend a little bit of time on how I think it's kind of fucked up how things are going for Russell Wilson. You're still going to get your money, but that's the money makes it easy for you to get cussed out to your face on the sideline. Now, like I've seen some people, who played in the NFL, they said if that was them, it just wouldn't have went the same way Sean Payton thought it, was going to go with you and him. But that being said, man, I don't know who's quarterbacking. Steady beat, Jarrett Stidham. Denver actually still has something to play for. I don't know why they're doing this. Russell Wilson wasn't that damn bad, but Sean Payton, I'm not the biggest fan of his. I don't like them to win today. I don't like them to win today just because they got bad mojo. They got bad juju on them out in Denver. They should have did Russell Wilson like this. And Easton Stick, you've been playing at quarterback now for the last couple of weeks. I like for you to be a little bit more in tune with the NFL's pace of play than Jarrett Stidham. And I like you to win the game going into Denver to the tune of 17. And I like Denver to only muster up 10. I like the Chargers today, the San Diego Superchargers. I like them today to go into Denver and knock off the Jarrett Stidham, Sean Payton-led Denver Broncos. Yes. Staying in that AFC West, you have the 9-6 Kansas City Chiefs playing host to the 8-7 and always giving these motherfuckers problems, Cincinnati Bengals. I'm pretty sure when the schedule makers made this game earlier in the season, they thought that both of these teams would be playing a lot better at this time of the year, as did I. Jake Browning has been playing sufficient enough from quarterback that makes this game closer than it should be. The wide receivers who play on the Kansas City Chiefs will show up and play the same way they've been playing all season, and that will make this game a lot closer than it should be. But I still cannot go against the alien. I still cannot go against Big Red. They always seem to find a way to pull these games out. They always seem to find a way to right the ship. It doesn't matter who, but if it's a marriage, if it's a group, if it's a position that I believe in more than anybody in the NFL, it is the marriage or the partnership or the relationship between Patrick Mahomes, the alien, and Big Red, the coach. So today, man, even though I think they've been playing very unfocused lately, they've been playing distracted football. I think they're the team that rises to the occasion today and pulls out a hard-fought victory over Cincinnati. I think Jake Browning has been playing pretty good ball. I hear that Jamal Chase is probably going to give it a go today, but I just don't think it's going to be enough to go into Kansas City and pull it out today. And I like Kansas City to win pretty handily and pretty easily. And give me Kansas City winning 31. Give me Cincinnati 17. As we go back into the NFC, we go into the NFC North, where we move to two surprising teams or two underwhelming teams at this point. You have the 7-8 Minnesota Vikings playing host to the 7-8 Green Bay Packers. Both these teams, man, I'm not understanding. I'm not not saying I'm not understanding. I just don't believe what I'm seeing out of Jordan Love. He's up when I think he should be down. He's down when I think he should be up. I don't like those kind of players. And I don't like those kind of players at the QB position. With that being said, I'm not sure who's QB in this thing for the Minnesota Vikings. I'm not. I don't. It's a shake 'em up game for me, man. I've been on a roller coaster all season, riding with good brother Drew, riding with cousin B. You know, I've been riding this roller coaster all season, man. But now, man, I'm at the end of it, man. I'm holding my chest. My hair is all frazzled. I don't know what to do. The roller coaster's crazy, but I'm going with the roller coaster. Excuse me, tonight. I'm going with the roller coaster. Why get off now? Why get off now? Why get off now? Why get off now? Ain't no use, man. They are who they are. I don't like Jordan Love. I do like Green Bay's defense, but you got a foolish ass dude on defense. Jair Alexander got his dumb ass self suspended for deferring the football last week. This goddamn fool. And these are the type of things, man. These are the type of things you're up against. I'm going with the roller coaster, man, but I'm gonna make sure I have my Pepto Bismol and my Tums. Make sure I have that right, because the roller coaster will give you a stomach ache, man. It will give you a stomach ache, man. I'm not sure if Coach want to chime in. I'm not sure if the coach want to chime in anything or say anything, man. But that made my stomach hurt, man. To think that I had to pick between the roller coaster and Jordan Love and them, but I'm going with the roller coaster. Whew. Whew, man, I guess with that being said, I'm gonna go get my Tums. I'm gonna go get my Pepto Bismol, and I'm gonna wait for tonight because my stomach, that roller coaster have your hair frazzled and everything at the end of the ride. It will, man, and I don't know, man. I guess Coach, Coach. I was just telling the people out there, man, that I got my Pepto Bismol and my Tums because I'm on the roller coaster because I just picked the roller coaster to beat Green Bay tonight. But it hurt my stomach just to think.
Oh, you sound like a
Think
glutton
about
for
that,
punishment.
man.
You sound like a glutton for punishment, man.
Well, you know me, man. I've been with the roller coaster. They are a team that's up when they should be down and down when they should be up. I had addressed a couple of teams that's like that, and I was like, I'm going against my gut. I said I'm going against my gut when I hear them, when I'm with those. Yeah, so I'm going against my gut. So, but I'm going with the roller coaster today. Tonight. What do you feel about overall generally NFL, man? Before we
Why
get
would you
out
want
of
to do
here,
that?
Coach, how you feeling?
Well, a little late show. Sorry for the late show, everybody. But I think it looks like a good day. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like a good day today, man. I hope my boys could keep my dream alive of maintaining that top five pick. That's that's really what I'm in this for, folks. Got to make sure we keep that top five pick.
Yeah,
Yeah, we got to keep that top five pick, man. We don't keep that top five pick, man. It's gonna be a problem. Somebody got to answer to me, man. We got to keep that pick. So I mean, it looks like it's gonna be a good day today. We got a barn burner starting off the day, real early. We got the Dolphins and the Ravens, man. Ravens coming off of that big win. So I mean, that's what's piquing my interest early today. And I think it's another game that looks like a pretty big one. I'm not sure. You probably went over it already, but that's one of the games that piqued my interest. And let me take a look here. I want to go through and look at what I'm looking at is probably a top game. A game that means a lot is that Cincinnati Kansas City game too. That's a big game in terms of can Kansas City, get some positive traction going into the playoffs, and the division is still up for grabs. And Cincinnati, on the other hand, can they keep their mojo going? Let's see here. Another game that I'm looking at with some pretty good big intentions here. Um, I think Tennessee Houston looks like an interesting game. All of a sudden, Las Vegas, Indianapolis looks like a good game now.
hmm.
Yeah, all of a sudden that looks like a game with some big time importance. So it's a couple games out there today, man. Like I said, be leery of that pesky road team that has nothing to lose, nothing to play for, playing against teams going to the playoffs, i.e. Carolina, Jacksonville. Some bad things is going on in Jacksonville, and it smells like the day could be a troublesome day, even with Carolina. Let's see what Jacksonville can do. Can they rebound? Can they get some positive traction going? Because they're sputtering right now. Atlanta got some playoff hopes going into Chicago. That could be a very interesting game. Chicago's not really playing for anything other than guys trying to keep their jobs, uh, evaluating the talent for next year. So interesting games, bro. I appreciate you for holding it down today.
I heard that, Coach. Well, I know we're gonna have our eyes out, our ears peeled, and before we leave out of here, man, what you eating on today, Coach? You always like to let people know what you eating on. You eating on anything
I don't know,
special?
man. I think it's gonna be a lot of seafood today.
A lot of
I think it's gonna
seafood.
be a lot of seafood today. It's the huh? Yeah, it's gonna be a
I
lot of
heard
seafood
that.
today. I think because there's um ringing in the new year, it's gonna be a lot of seafood. So the missus is actually looking to do something special today. So I think it's gonna be a lot of seafood today. But for
I
the
heard.
early sort of situation, it's gonna be kind of the usual, some dips and finger food, that kind of thing. Um, but later on, definitely for the later games, it'll be some seafood twerking. So
I heard that, man. I heard that, man. I think I might. I don't know what's in here, man, but it's smelling good. Um, it's a new year. This is the last day
you agree?
of the
Okay, that's a good
of the
sign.
year. So I
Absolutely,
think I
absolutely. We
might eat
appreciate
some.
everybody walking with us, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, walking with us, man. I think I might try something new. Might try some seafood today. I'm not the biggest seafood eating dude today, but that's big for me. To try something new today. If it ain't the time, New Year's Eve to do it, then when's the damn time? You feel what I'm saying? So I might try something new
When is the
today.
time to do it, man? When is the time to do it?
Right. If not now, when? If not me, then who? And with that being said,
Absolutely.
man, I'm your guy, Fresh Fire. Man, I would like to wish everybody out there a happy new year. I hope any of the resolutions you have. Don't even start them tomorrow. Start them right goddamn now. And I want to swing it to my guy, Coach P. If you have any words for the people, feel free.
Absolutely, man. Everybody got New Year's resolutions. The key here is going to be consistency, not intensity. Consistency will help those New Year's resolutions, help you carry them through, not intensity, because we all start off strong. That's the intensity part, but the consistency is going to keep us through. We'll be consistent. We'll be here as always. The Fire and Ice crew, Fire and Ice football talk. Appreciate y'all walking with us. Fresh, take us out of here, bro.